we are nicer to random people that we just met than we are to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I meet a new person, like, why would I be like horrible to them? And yet when I have a bad set, I'm like, I should move back home. I am the worst person, that negative self-talk. Yeah. Similarly, if you were to go, could you imagine somebody, you just made a friend, they invite you over to their house. Could you imagine walking into their apartment for the first time and being like, ugh. Being like,
yeah,
oh my God, why do you have that painting on the wall? Like,
but you know what's interesting?
No circumstances would any rational person do that. And yet, when we engage in the realm of ideas and conversation, more and more it seems, we're not afraid to be like, yeah, your couch, that idea of a couch, it's really ugly and stupid.
Off
and let me
jump.
Let me tell you.
I'm glad you went there because, yes, off jump though.
Which is insane.
What's crazy is not only your couches suck, and because of that you suck, but all your friends who think that those couches are cool,
lame as hell,
they also suck.
I would circle back to this becomes a question of, like you said, what we want versus what we need. And what appreciating everyone's couch requires, of course, is an openness and a sort of like base compassion. Jack Kornfield would say, we are loving awareness. We are loving kindness. That's who we are. Kyle would say that too. And what we want in life is often dictated by things kind of outside of ourselves or the society at large or the things we are made to feel we want. But nevertheless, we feel pretty certain about that. What we need is a bit more nebulous. Obviously, there are the basics: food, shelter, water. We need those things. But what do we need to become a better person, a more evolved version of ourselves, to become a more compassionate person? What do we need to live lighter? That's more difficult to predict or to say. And the only kind of concrete answer that I could come up with to that is what you need is in fact the things that God or the universe is presenting to you. And so that is almost, that's in some ways the meaning of faith, that requires a leap of faith to believe that. I do happen to have taken that leap of faith, and I think it's important to do. And if that is the case, that what you need is what you are being presented with, I think that helps a person stand on a more solid ground and have that level of openness that allows us to not feel so judgmental about every person and every situation that we find ourselves in. Leaf here says, what you two describe sounds like the comments section of these news, sports, etc. outlets. It's so true, man. It's so funny. You'll see like a YouTube video and it's about, it'll be like, say it's about LeBron, right? Then by the time you get into the 5th comment on YouTube, it's an intense debate about something that's completely unrelated to the video itself.
Yeah, it just kept going.
It's just like everybody's just, I want to argue so bad. I want to prove that I'm right so bad about anything.
But that's when it's like you once you get caught up in that web, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I often think of Ram Dass saying, look, I don't argue with people because karmically I can't afford it. And which is a decent way of thinking about arguing, like, I just don't want to get all worked up for no reason, and then I carry that with me, and then I'm making my life more difficult. It's rarely worth it to argue with somebody about anything.
We may want that person to change their couch and get the couch that we like, but maybe what we need is to sit on that couch that we don't like with that person and build with the person on the couch that we don't like.
That's kind of the game of life.
Yes.